Alright, homework 3-7, practicing adding using strategies. This is the point where you're going to go back and go through and use any strategy that we've covered in the entire first week and a half, 2 weeks of this unit 3 before we move on. So take a look here. I'll go through the 4 strategies you can choose from on this homework, and you can decide which one works best for your child. You should have a pretty good idea at this point. One, just did compensation. If you have a problem that you're working for compensation, let's say it's 36 plus 49. Which one's close to a 10? Plus 1, minus 1, do the inverse. Then I have 50, and I have 35. Now you could break these two apart. 35 would be 30 and 5 at this point, but 50 plus 30 is 80. 80 plus 5 is 85. That's 1. 2. Open number line. Say it's 42 plus 12. Draw that open number line. Start on the bigger of the two. Well, this one, in this case, it's 42, 42. And break this apart to 10 and 2. Plus 10. Write that plus 10 there. You don't have to have the 10 and 2 broken apart here, but that's what they're thinking. Rationale needs to be for. That's 52. And then you got 2 ones. 2 options. You could do plus 2 or plus 1 plus 1. I'd like to do plus 1 plus 1. 53, 54. Open number line, second strategy. Third strategy. Just good old-fashioned breaking apart the numbers. And add the 10s and then add the 1s. Here's an example. Let's do 62 plus 34. Break it apart to 60 and 2, 30 and 4. 60 plus 30 equals 90. 90 plus 2 plus 4, 96. That's number 3. And then number 4 would just be the good old hundredths chart. And you get a hundredths chart at home, and you're going to go down and over and using that as a strategy too. So on this to show work on homework, it's going to be, you can use a hundredths chart at home, maybe just write hundredths chart there. But it says show your work, so for that you would say, for example, let's just do 32 plus 21. So if you had the hundredths chart at home, you'd start on 32. You go down 21, which should be, go down 20, 2 10s, should be 42, 52. And you go over 2, over 1, it should be 53. So, again, you've been exposed to those strategies, and you can do those strategies here. I won't do 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you could do 1 compensation. My suggestion would be to, instead of sticking with 1 that you're really good at, to do all 3. Do compensation here, do open number line here, do breaking apart here, because when they get to the test next Thursday, they're going to need to know how to do all 3 of those. It would help. So again, that would be my tip, is to do 1 compensation and do 1 open number line and 1 breaking apart, so that you're practicing those 3, because you're going to all 3 be on the test. So 43 students on the playground. Some students joined them. Now there are 63 students on the playground. How many students joined? So you have 43 on the playground. Some more students joined them. Now there are 63. Figure out how you get from 43 to 63. So you could just subtract down columns, but we clearly haven't worked on subtraction. The answer is going to be 20. The other way you could do it is start at 43 on a hundredths chart. Figure out how you're going to get 43 to 63. We'll go down 2. Another way you could do it is to break that apart. 40 and 3. And then you don't know this one. But you know you have 40 tens. I mean 4 tens is 40. 40 to 60 is 2 tens. 20. And then 3 ones and 3 ones. I don't need any. So a couple different strategies you can do breaking apart. You can do an open number line as well. I won't show that one here, but again, applying some of those skills that we've worked on. Roger has 14 grapes. Lisa has 49 grapes. How many grapes do they have in all? In all is plus 49 plus 14. Use any strategy. Again, at this point, when on the test, if it says use any strategy, they could just add down the columns. The problem being is that if you haven't covered regrouping at home with your child, which we're going to cover Monday and Tuesday, and we'll talk about how to do that, just adding down the columns with one step and with 2 steps, which is regrouping. We will cover that strategy. So if you're one of those parents at home thinking, oh man, you've covered all this. You've covered open number line, compensation, breaking apart, hundredths chart. When are we going to actually just learn how to add down the columns? Monday, Tuesday, we're going to cover that. So that'll be your moment to shine. So on the test, if it says any strategy, they can use that strategy. You can show them how to do that. If it says compensation, they have to do compensation. So 49 plus 14. I'm just going to do compensation because that seemed like the hardest strategy I've covered in my room. I have 50 plus 13, 50 plus 10, and 3. 50 plus 10 is 60. 3 ones, 63 grapes. 2 teams collected cans for food drive. How many cans do they collect in all? In all is plus, so I need to know something plus something is equal to something. Show your work. 2 teams collect the cans for a food drive. How many cans do they collect in all? Show your work. Two teams. 1 team, 2 teams. 23 and 28. And 12 and 30. Either one. For this one, I'll just break it apart. 20, 3, 20, 8, 20 and 20 is 40. 8 plus 3 is 11. So I need to add, I got 40 plus 11. 40 plus 11 is 51. Break apart 10, 2, 30. 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 plus 2 is 42. My answers for the blue team and the red team. Ali wrote his first step on how to add 27 plus 12 on a hundredths chart. Started 27 on the hundredths chart. Write the other steps. Well, first you started 27, right? Go down 1 or 1 space or 10. So you go down 1 or you go add 10. Then you add go right 2. Land on